Sorry. Hello. It's so, man. Sorry, let me sound like a hippie for a second. It's so cool that humans can make so many different types of noises, right? Like, we look at animals and we're like, whoa, animals can make all these noises. Like, listen to all the noises that dolphins make, blah, blah, blah. We're pretty cool too. We can make all sorts of noises. It's pretty cool. We can talk in different tones of voice and that like changes on the culture, like depending on the culture and so that's so cool. Voices are so cool. Anyway, hi. I'm a little tired. But when am I not? So like, fuck it, right? Like, why not? Welcome back to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations HD collection. We're still on that last case. We're gonna be here for a minute. But today should be really exciting. Today we'll have a good hunk of plot and my favorite part of this case. EZPZ. So last time we figured out Little Thief. We were able to create the simulation of how things were during the fire. And we figured some things out. We figured out that the sides of the Alabastian and Babali side, they're symmetrical. So the chimney fireplaces, that means they all have the reversible thing. And because of that, we figured out that Miss Sheena is incredibly suspicious because she was in the room next to where Manny Cochin died. Now, this does, admittedly, clear her for the the murder of Mask Damask II, but it makes her highly suspicious for Manny Cochin's murder. And Manny Cochin's murder seems to be the one that's most connected with the Yatagarasu. So that's what we're about to go do, is confront her there, figure that out. Manny Cochin, not a good dude. He probably shouldn't have been murdered, but like also not a good dude. So, yeah, shall we get into it? Ooh. All right. Oh. Okay, my controller batteries, they may or may not die while we're streaming. If they do, I have batteries right here. But I'm like, you can do it. Squeeze every last bit of juice out, is what I'm always saying. Okay, Yatagarasu's true identity. Oh, I'm really excited. This is gonna be good. Okay, yay. Okay, yay. This part of the case is good. I wish this is where the case ended. Not just because it's so long, but because this part is so good. I think if this case had ended here, it would have made up for how draggy the pace is in this last case. But all right. Miles Edgeworth has been, I think, awake for like 2 days straight at least, by the way. All the gang's all here. Except Gumshoe. Where's Gumshoe? And where's Bad? Where are the detectives? They're probably doing their jobs. At a crime scene. What would they be doing? I don't know. Maybe their jobs. Okay. Off to a great start. God, those sunglasses are so fucking stupid. I love you, but come on. Agent Long. Oh. You can do it. You can do it. Lang Zi says, little cubs, never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves. These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor, the counterfeit bills made with Babali's ink, they were all of Zhengfa's denominations. Yes,
So I heard from Ms. Von Karma.
But we don't know where the play money has gone. Well, we do.
They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet.
Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Junghua is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. So I have a question. Counterfeit bills, bad. Why? If you can't tell the difference, why? Money is already abstract. I've never understood this. If someone wants to kindly explain it to me in a way I understand, that would be awesome. But I've never understood it. Not that it's so funny because, like, I still take all the precautions for it. Like, when I worked retail, it's like, okay, you know, you use the marker and you hold up the bill. If you're from the US, you hold up the bill to look at the thing. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, so why does it... What about it makes a difference? Where is it that it matters? Anyway, but it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the House of Long on this. And I've come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Junghua. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer.
Agent Long,
Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alva, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight.
Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution.
Quirkus, you fool! Curse your empty brain! You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. Sina, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but go home as well.
Agent Long, a moment!
Hey, there's Gumshoe. You, Wolfman and Secretary Lady, hold it! Objection, pal!
Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already?
Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir.
Just as I thought. Good work, Detective.
Thanks, Gumshoe, I love you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for?
Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here.
No, Bad's not here. Where is he? That's my emotional support old man. Where is he?
Agent Shina, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind.
You can do it, Controller, I believe. Yes? Oh, you can do it.
How exactly did you fail to see the Atagarasu?
Oh.
When you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Cochin was killed.
Hi, Nim.
I'd like you to explain that to us.
Hey, Nim. So I asked a question earlier, and I don't know if you were here for it. But counterfeit bills, why are they bad? What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see?
Agent Long hasn't touched the Babal investigation at all. So I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first.
Miles Edgeworth! I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. Okay. We are struggling with batteries, so one moment. They did indeed pass. Thank you for your cervix. There we go.
The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth.
Incorrect. Steel Samurai. Oh. It sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well. I'll supervise you until the end.
Is she seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day?
Yes, this is the best day of her life, dude. You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you?
I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see.
Yeah, I should have known. I'm not entirely sure myself, but I think it might be at least partly because more money in circulation reduces the value of that money, or at least it did when cash was the main money. I'm going to look it up, though. Okay. Yeah, that was the only thing I could think of, too, but I was like, is that still relevant? Because we are so digital over here now. You and I are destined to fight it out until the very end.
It would appear that way.
Well, I'll prove her innocence. So let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Long, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony.
You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw?
That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatagarasu.
Pretended? And what do you mean by that?
I'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to review what Kay's mystery person did. Kay, if you could please explain for us what the person you were chasing did.
Okay, you got it. I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the Bobble East side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase.
For the sake of argument, let's call this suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor.
Can do. I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Bobbley's embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway, until the sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatagarasu run into Mr. Kochin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light. But then... Ah! Who's there? By the time I had turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared.
When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Long?
What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of the darkness. We would have seen the door open.
Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door.
Oh? And how do you know that with such certainty?
That's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person.
Right?
Take that!
Your answer is Sheena.
Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatagarasu had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Kochin's body, the Yatagarasu would have run right into Agent Sheena, who was in the next room over. Ah.
Agent Sina, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question?
No, I didn't see anyone.
You see, therefore the Yatagarasu could not have escaped through the door.
It just means that the crib slipped out before Sina made it out into the hallway.
I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway. A certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time?
Me, sir.
Well, when I heard Kay scream.
Well, the gang's hanging out.
I ran toward Mr. Cochin's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sina, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route.
Oh! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth! You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened.
Yes. Yes. This is the wrong voice. I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Long aware as well of yet another possible escape route that the Yatagarasu could have taken.
I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out.
Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet.
Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time.
The revolving wall on the Babali's side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end.
What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics?
Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off.
That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way. You know that? Well, no matter. I've figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yatagarasu's escape?
I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible.
Now I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Why would I not know that?
Hey, real quick.
Why wouldn't I know that?
He's silly. Of course I know that! That's bloody common sense! Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be of the Yatagarasu's escape route.
I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself.
The shadow in this photo is not the Yatagarasu that Kay was chasing after.
You can say whatever you'd like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence.
Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same one as in this photo.
Okay. I have to think. So let's look at this photo for a second. This was taken 4th and 5th floors. And this was during the first fire. This was during the second fire. I should have saved. Why can I hide that? That's really funny. Okay. Okay, I don't think it's anything to do with that. That's still whatever. These are all still whatever. What was the... Okay. Is it this?
Take that!
Nope. This piece of evidence proves that the shadow in the photo is not the person Kay saw. Okay, let's... Oh, is that right? What do you think, little miss? Huh? Well, Gummy, what do you think? Me? Oh my. Ms. Von Carmel, what do you think, sir? This is funny. I don't think anything, because I already know that evidence proves absolutely nothing. Looks like you've got a mutiny on your hands, Mr. Prosecutor. Ah! The last thing I needed was him laughing in my face. I need to think back to what Detective Bad told me about when this photo was taken. Okay, so it has to do with when. No. Oh, it won't let me save. It looks like it's mainly the inflation issue, but also that it enables money laundering and can cause losses for businesses. But if all money is abstract, like, okay, so I'm using it in the case of this game, by the way. He's like, we can't tell the difference between the counterfeits and the regular bills. In that case, what makes them different? It's such an interesting, like other than inflation. Okay, so I think it has to do with the two fires then. I think it's this. Okay, should have gone with my instincts. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo was not the Yatagarasu Kay saw. Kay spotted the Yatagarasu heading for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the 1st fire. Oh! Yeah! Way to go! That's twice you've bit him in the butt now. Can we use a different word? Okay. We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the Yatagarasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. As I thought. Sorry, I'm just saving. That's a good point. If they're actually indistinguishable, people probably wouldn't ever notice. And so I'm like, so how would you count them as... You would just count them as regular money, so they would be fine. The only thing it would affect is like the overall inflation, because there's more money in circulation. Which I also don't... Like... It's such a strange concept to me. It's not that I don't understand it, it's just weird. However, the Yatagarasu's escape route? Now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me.
Hold it!
Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you would have much knowledge about the Babalese side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained in my stead? Ugh. Sheena is my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look at her in the eyes and call herself my boss? Oh, her boss. Whatever. They need to take that line again. Hold on. I said everything wrong in that. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? We'll set it wrong again. Long, it's all right. I can take care of him. Sheena, you've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Okay, girl. All right. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Yeah, it is such a strange concept. It really only makes sense to me on a huge scale. Me too. Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalese embassy? During the first Babalese fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that had appeared in Babal. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yatagarasu even exists. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Kochin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony.
I love you, Kay.
I love a raven or crow themed character, I realized. I love crows, as we all know on this channel by now. And so I think this just, unfortunately, the way it is. Good.
Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation?
No, I moved alone.
In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct?
Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic.
And it wasn't when Agent Xina tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale? And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner?
Ugh. Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although, I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation.
Then you should apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal.
I'm sorry. Sheena, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second.
Family. And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena.
Then let's put that to the test and see if she really is worthy of your trust.
This promises to be interesting.
God, her fit is crazy. I would love to cosplay her someday, to be honest. Wearing a strapless dress is like so annoying, but you can put because she's got the feather boa, I could put like some invisible elastic on there. I haven't done a femme character in so long.
Hold it!
So you helped with the fire extinguishing effort?
I was in charge of the police on the Babalee side, so I helped them with their work.
Police doing the job of firemen. You really know how to work people.
She sure does. That's because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage. Girl boss, am I right? I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a scroll at just the right time. To prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That is the definition of a secretary.
She kinda seems more capable than Agent Long, doesn't she? At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, Detective.
Oh, I kinda had a feeling you were gonna say say that.
Sheena's more than just a capable secretary, you know. Sheena, tell them what other things you're good at. All right?
Hold it!
By the second fire, you mean the one that consumed the 3rd floor of Babal, correct?
Yes. That was when the suspicious person was spotted in Babal.
Then you were after the same person in the long coat that I was after!
Hold it. There is no proof that the suspicious person was really the Yatagarasu. Because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face.
By the way, how was your team's investigation?
In order to extinguish the fire, water was pumped into the 3rd floor via the windows. So the majority of the investigators conducted their searches on other floors.
Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering around lost on the 3rd floor.
I love Gumshoe.
When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate the 3rd floor.
And you did that alone?
Yes.
Hold it!
So you were in the room next to Mr. Kochin's office?
I already told you I was earlier, as I was examining the neighboring room. I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing her, I immediately ran toward Mr. Kochin's office.
Wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall.
Yes, I did.
But she was totally innocent, pal. I thought we had already cleared that up.
And I thought I had already apologized for my behavior. Now if the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet.
Oh. I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issue with that. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. But what I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't see the Yatagarasu, Agent Sina.
The prosecutors of this country are all so strange.
Hold it!
You were unable to catch even a glimpse, despite being in the next room? Is that true?
I really hate to repeat myself.
I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you calling Sina's testimony a lie? Agent Long, I'm talking with Agent Sina right now. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with superfluous comments.
I almost said compliments.
Aw. You know, I feel kinda bad for him.
I understand his pain at watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth.
Long, I'm alright. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me.
And why is that?
I'm thinking about like what this cosplay would be like. I do have this wig already. And it will end up being styled in a similar way. Maybe I could cosplay her and then cosplay the other character. Like the bangs on this are a little longer. I don't know. I'll think about it. But, you know what? The wig may not be long enough though. I don't know. I don't know.
Hold it!
Are you throwing Kay's words into doubt again?
Well, she does claim to be the Yatagarasu, right? And she did try to chase down the Yatagarasu, despite being just an average citizen.
Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake Yatagarasu.
That's right. Which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yatagarasu. And I suppose you have proof of that somewhere? Not quite. But even without any, I have people who believe in me, and that's enough. I see.
Kay's testimony is without flaw, but as for yours, well, let's just say that I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony.
Oh? Then why don't you show her using what we found out with Little Thief?
I will, in due time. The escape route of the Yatagarasu that Kay was in pursuit of. If it turns out that it really does lead right to Agent Sina, then what is it that she is keeping from us right now?
Okay. You know, I always forget I have more health in this game. I was thinking like, oh my god, I lost 1 point. That means I only have 4 left. I have a shit ton left. I'm okay. Okay, so... You were unable to catch a glimpse. I'm thinking. If this picture were real, you should have been able to see it happen. Well, no, because it was during the first fires. Okay. Thinking. Okay. I think we do use this now. Yeah.
Not because of the escape rope, but the fact that the ashes would have been on that side, I think is what maybe we're going for. But maybe we are just getting into it. Who knows?
Being in the room next to Mr. Kochan's office is the problem with your testimony.
Because the ashes were on that side, that means the Yatagarasu had to have escaped into that side. Therefore, there's no way you wouldn't have seen them. Is the logic.
Knock 'em back.
God, I swear I just tightened the fucking screws on this thing. Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Sorry, hold on. Maybe I need to take the... Why are you so wiggly? Okay, well, I'll fix that later.
Agent Long, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace?
Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects to the office with the room next door? What about it?
Well, Alabast isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces.
What? God, this is such a banger.
The fireplace in Mr. Kochan's office holds the exact same secret.
Is this like an extreme version of this? Is this an updated version for the final case? If so, that's crazy. What?
The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the window. Wow. The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over.
Forehead reveal.
Now do you see? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Shina. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu.
What is the meaning of this, Miles?
Well, would you care to explain, Agent Shina, how you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu? Or shall I?
Oh my god, I got spooked because this is my ringtone. The updated version or just the original?
Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kei saw in the coat, pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Kochan's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Shina. After that, you came back around to place Kei under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace.
How dare you make Kei look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal! The original, but it seems like the last... It seems like the first couple seconds are the same. Oh, yeah, the very first, like the piano run. Or the dun dun dun, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Shina.
That laugh.
Hey, girl. I remember this irritating laugh.
I'm getting chills down my spine.
It can't be. But it has to be! Shina, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh.
Funny, you say?
Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country really are all so very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, Everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route.
The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed.
That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits.
For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Wish Francisca would do it from time to time.
Sorry.
Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know.
I know. And that is why I won't hold anything back either, as I answer your question.
My question?
Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babal was used recently.
I think this is Paleno's testimony, yes, no? Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question?
Yes, according to Ambassador Paleno's testimony. He said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin.
Oh.
I love a good O. I love a villain going O.
The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been left there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there.
Hold it. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up?
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Paleno said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Cochin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny?
Ash as proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? Good pun. You still wish to fight us?
Of course.
Why wouldn't I?
In that case, let's hear your counter-argument.
My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court.
Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now.
I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony, and wrap up this absurd case once and for all.
Forgot about this banger. I've said it a million times on this channel before, and I'm gonna say it again. I love when a low piano is the bass. So fun. It's not a bass guitar, it's a low piano chords, oh, that shit's so good. Anyway. It's so good, yeah.
In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? So then who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation. And we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cochin's office.
Well, that's not true.
And there you have it. My counter-argument.
That's very Impressive. She has seen through to the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. Yeah, she's onto her.
If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave it to the rest of us. But I...
Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth.
With pleasure.
Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Sheena, please, show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry. This will be the deciding match. You'll see.
I'm truly sorry, Agent Long, but I simply can't allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Sheena. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are.
Kay and Edgeworth's bond is so good. It's like, it's good in this game. The second game's gonna make it even better, but like, I miss them. I don't know. So people are talking, as of the time of doing this stream, people are talking about this Capcom Live that's coming in October, right before the anniversary of Ace Attorney. And they're like, oh, that's when we're gonna get an AA7 amount. I'm like, I don't know if we'll get any AA content. Maybe a Professor Layton re-release, which would be really funny. Like, thank you for making it really easy for me to stream every game, Capcom. Love you. Mwah, kisses. But if they did make an AA7, I would love to see Grown Up Kay. I would really like to see her back. More than Gumshoe and Francisca, if I'm honest, I want to see Kay. Because she had, like, her storyline leads up to something that I'm like, I feel like it could work well for what's going on. But anyway. Who knows? Maybe there will be new characters and I'll love them. Like, I love the new characters otherwise.
Hold it!
Mostly.
It sounds to me like you're saying my explanation is not good enough.
But I was able to go through the revolving door myself. So that should be proof enough, even for you, pal.
It looks like you don't quite understand. But by your looks, I can guess that you're not all that learned.
Ouch! Talk about rude. You should watch what you say, pal.
Sadly, I can't say I disagree with her on that one.
But you know what I mean, right? You may have proven that the fireplace was used.
Hold it!
So you want proof that the Yatagarasu was the one who used the fireplace?
That's right. Well, do you have any?
Hold it. Oh, hold it! Can you prove that it wasn't the Yatagarasu who used the fireplace?
I don't need to prove anything to you.
Objection!
Hold it!
Kay, if you could please not steal my line.
Sorry, but I just couldn't hold it in anymore.
Well, don't fret and leave her to me. All you have to do is sit back and watch.
You may seem to have some wiggle room, but without any evidence, it's meaningless.
Hold it!
It's possible that the Yatagarasu left fingerprints inside the fireplace.
Hold it. Sorry, but I had the forensics team check that already. All they found were prints belonging to Ambassador Palaeno and Mr. Cochin.
Curses! I should have known better than to think the Yatagarasu would have been so careless. But there must be some sort of evidence that we still have yet to find.
I take it you have no further objections.
Hold it!
So Interpol has finished examining the entire Babalese embassy?
Hold on. Hold that thought.
Yes. The investigators who weren't allowed into Alabast were incredibly helpful. They all put in great efforts to search for any sign of the Yatagarasu.
Objection!
And yet, despite all that effort, It appears that they failed to notice the lack of ash in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Cochin's, correct?
I didn't notice the ash there in the fireplace of that room, and for that I am sorry.
Hold it! You don't need to apologize, Sheena. As your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. So allow me to apologize for you. I'm sorry. Dwebuchi. Dwebuchi. You know, maybe this guy's not such a bad guy after all. He apologizes for his subordinate and everything. What a great boss.
Are you saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates?
No, nothing of the sort, sir. You're someone I really respect, sir. Even if you are a bit too strict sometimes.
That is only a problem on your end.
Wow, way to be super hard on him in response.
Am I really too strict on everyone?
I love him. God, unfortunately, he's just like me for real. I had this thought today. I'm like, I'm strict on other people. I shouldn't be in in ways that I shouldn't be. It's fine. I'm working on it. I'm better than I used to be.
Anyway, Sheena, you didn't find anything in Mr. Cochin's office, right?
That's right. We finished our investigation.
Me as a boss, lol. Yeah. Me with the practicum students and no, I like if someone is willing to see if Gumshoe, even though he's incompetent, he's willing to try, and so it'll irritate me, but I'll be nice. It's when they don't try. That's what gets me. But I won't shy away from the fact that they did something wrong. I'll be like, hey, you made a mistake. And people don't like that.
So you really didn't find anything?
Yes.
As I said, not one suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagarasu's key in the document detailing the smuggling operation. But we still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Bobbly's knife handle yet.
You see, my subordinates worked hard to investigate everything. So there was nothing else to find, alright? Wow, Agent Long really sticks up for his people. Langzi says, all men are brothers, and friends become family. So you see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too. I see someone I haven't seen in a little bit, and I hit them with the chirlama.
I feel like I'm extremely chill when it comes to time off and things like that, but very strict about quality of work. Yeah, I'm strict about quality of work if they're not trying. If you're not trying, then I'm mad. But if you're trying and you're like just making an honest mistake, it's like, okay, then we can find the solution. But people who don't try, I'm not nice. I stop being nice. I do I do what they do in Japan where they stop giving someone work if they want you to quit. So like you suddenly stop getting tasks and stuff from your boss. It's because they're trying to force you out. They want you to quit. That's me. I'm unfortunately just like that for real. I'm like, but it backfires, right? But I'm like, well, if you're not doing the work anyway, I don't want you to do it wrong. And then I have more work either way, so. Anyway.
That's a rather large family you have there.
Yes, but as we all know, there was always one black sheep in any family. And though it pains me, Agent Long, you will know the black sheep in your family.
So, do you actually have any proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace passageway?
No, I haven't found any yet.
Then what are we going to do?
There's no need to worry. Because there is a loophole in Ms. Interpol Agent's argument we can exploit first.
I mean, if giving them tasks makes more work for everyone else, then it just makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and it's really funny because that actually, like, it's like semi-viral on Twitter right now where people are like, Italians versus the Japanese. Like, Italians would never leave. And I was like, yeah, it depends. It depends on how far the hostility is going. If the hostility is just them not giving me work and I'm getting paid to do nothing, then like, yeah, I'm probably gonna chill. But if they're being hostile as well...
The one in charge of the Babbly's investigation was not Agent Long.
Also, I'm very good at finding things to do.
Which means that with Agent Sina in charge, it's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence that we found. If there is one thing I do know, it is that someone tried to hide it from us.
Okay. Not this. Not yet. Hold on, let me look at her other statements for a second. That's so funny. Yeah, I know, right? I was like, yeah. Just judging by the Italian Americans and the Italian Canadians that I know. Also, I recently learned that saying objection isn't really a thing in UK law. What do they say? They say, like, objection, your honor, something, something. Like, what do they say instead? Do they just say, like, your honor, there's something, something? Okay, hold on. All right. Open air stage. Okay, we're not using this yet. Okay. The thing that's hard about this for me, I know where we're going. I don't remember how we get there. Okay, no. I know that the ash on the coat that Gumshoe talked about will be important later, but I don't know how we're getting there. They just state what the objection is. Like, I don't believe that's relevant instead of objection relevance. Interesting. Okay, let me try Paleno's statement then.
Objection!
Fuck, okay. Don't mind me. Jeez, it's taking forever to load. Maybe I should have just fucking gone through the dialogue. Good to know. Okay, maybe we can't prove this yet. Maybe it's this.
Objection!
Nope. Wait, this was found elsewhere though, wasn't it? This was found in Alabast. JK. That's such a funny, like, cultural difference to me that like they don't say objection. Not a suspicious thing. There were lots of suspicious things in his office.
Objection!
Okay. Alright, we were getting to this first. Okay.
While you say that you and your agents have finished your thorough investigation, are you absolutely certain that you didn't overlook anything?
Well, aren't we full of ourselves standing there insulting Interpol agents? You better not be insinuating that my men are incompetent, Mr. Prosecutor. Sorry, hang on just a second. I need to adjust my sitting. My butt hurts.
I'd never do that. It's a lie. Liar.
I'd never do that. However, it doesn't change the fact that they did overlook something. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire.
And what exactly is this supposed to mean? A length of wire. So what about it?
It seems so universal after playing these games. Seems like it should be universal, rather. Yeah, it seems like such a good phrase to interject, because like if you're just saying, I don't believe that's relevant, you could get talked over more easily, whereas like objection or saying like your honor like gives you the in. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting cultural difference.
I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babalese embassy not long ago.
What?
And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office.
You found that? At the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder?
But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing.
There's more?
In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there.
What in the... Hold it. That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right?
So what if it was? I mean, you started off with my lord, I think, to address the judge. Okay, then okay. Then yeah, that's fine. Then okay, my lord, I don't believe that's relevant. Okay, yeah, then that's their interjection. Okay. That makes more sense.
That's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills?
No.
You see? So there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence, anyway.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I seem to have given you the wrong impression.
How so?
I don't recall saying that I was presenting evidence of any sort. But rather, I was pointing out that your investigation was incomplete. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu.
You still suspect me, I see. All right, then. I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete.
The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sina. And is it not possible that the reason the person Case was chasing chose the third floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Sina was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting Kei. In that case, there is only one location that no one has yet to inspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location.
Wouldn't it be this side?
Take that!
The location, Agent Shina, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection.
Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there.
I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir. I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office. There he goes. God, her dress is so sexy. Oh, the main reason I want to cosplay her is for the open back dress, if I'm so honest, but I'm afraid people will be weird. It sucks cosplaying a sexy girly. It's like such a fun time until men are involved. When I cosplayed Lust from FMA, man, and Lisa from JoJo, people made it weird.
Men made it weird. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think that Miss Sheena is the Yatagarasu?
Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is.
Then I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. But can you prove she is the Yatagarasu is the question.
If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to.
And just what are you hoping he'll find?
Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier.
An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science.
It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu.
And what did you find out by doing that?
First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in Ash and Bobbly's ink.
Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway.
Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove.
Mr. Edgeworth, I've found some things you really need to see, sir.
Oh? So what are these things you found?
Some makeup. Hey, girl. A coat and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing.
Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Sheena, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it?
Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now?
Hold it!
No. These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them.
Hold it. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
Objection!
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them... Agent Long, let's hear your opinion on this.
I say, let them look at your stuff, Sheena. Long. Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. All right, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide.
Good. Now, let us begin. So, which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine?
Which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Well, obviously the coat.
Let's examine the coat.
Yes, sir.
It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Sheena. The Yatagarasu that Kei saw was wearing a coat. And I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace.
No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire.
And what about this dark substance around the hem of your coat?
Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Hold it. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace...
Which I can.
How?
You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe.
Huh? Me, sir? What did I do?
This coat. This is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I had been hoping to find the coat that the person Kei saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat.
I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir.
All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is.
Oh, and you think you can do that?
Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat.
Ink. And we can set it on fire, and if it turns green, you're fucked. Bobbly's ink.
Yes. This is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Palladino, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning.
You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again.
My point is that he spilled some ink on the back wall of the fireplace at that time.
Hold that thought.
If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bobbly's ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet.
But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Bobbly's ink on the coat hem.
Oh, but I do. And I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds.
How?
How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I will prove that the dark substance on the coat is Bobbly's ink.
Burn, baby.
You can find out whether that is Bobbly's ink or not by lighting it on fire.
That's how you're going to prove that it's Bobbly's ink?
Yes. If you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you, here and now, what the dark substance is.
Sina. Sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut off a bit of your coat.
Go ahead.
I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway.
Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something.
Who has a lighter?
Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. Woo. Girl, I love you.
Then if I could please... He doesn't even question it. He's like, you know what, I'm... bigger fish to fry. Then if I could please have one, Kay, we can get this experiment underway.
The flame! It's the same color as the flames wit crystal oil produces. Which means...
Bobbly's ink is a product of wit crystal oil. And when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing.
Miss Shina, you're the fake Yatagarasu. The one who killed my father! Sorry, I'm just saving. I can't remember what else there is to prove. So, just in case.
It's about time you came clean, Agent Shina. Or should I say, Callisto, you.
Hold it. Oh, hold it. Hey, prosecutor. You're not serious, are you?
Do I look like the joking type to you?
No, he doesn't.
Callisto, you. I've never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking, and that attitude. You haven't changed a bit in 7 years.
You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday, and then tried to frame me for it.
Oh, really? And do you have proof?
Sorry, I tipped my head back to drink my water, and then I looked up at my ceiling. I did some cleaning today, but I didn't realize that one of the things on my ceiling was like spider remains. And so I wiped it with like the terry cloth thing, and it like spread it all over the ceiling, so now I have to figure out how to clean that. I need a Swiffer for my ceiling. Does that exist? Like a Swiffer wet jet for my ceiling.
You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me.
The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night.
No, it doesn't. They're in the day.
However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world.
Hold it. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you?
Gross, lol. Yeah. I mean, I really needed to take care of the cobwebs. It was like really getting out of control, and now it's like to a manageable level instead of like everywhere. Like the spiders go crazy in my apartment lately. I left my bathroom for like 2.5 hours and came back, and two spiders had already started to build webs on my sink. 2 like teeny ones. Fuck's sake. I mean, you could use the regular Swiffer, but spray it and get the pad wet before using it. I suppose. Like, use the Swiffer on the ceiling. But the ceiling is kind of textured, so I don't know how well it would work. Anyway, I'll have to get the heavy-duty ones. The pads, I mean.
I do. It's something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, Kay. For we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto U with this, and clip this Yatagarasu's wings for good.
Is it this?
Take that!
Oh, just kidding. Just don't waste my time with garbage. Now go throw it out in the trash can in the hallway. They love my sink, dude. They really love... Talk about little sink boy. I thought you said you weren't the joking type, yet here you are telling jokes. But I'm not laughing.
Mr. Edgeworth, that piece of evidence I saved for all these years. I think you can prove that Ms. Sheena is really Callisto U if you use it. Yes, it's your right. You're right. It's time we brought this case from 7 years ago to a close.
Oh, is it the perfume? Oh, I thought it would be the key. A key. Key.
Take that!
This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto U.
It will?
Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Ms. Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well.
This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. LMAO, you have the littlest sink boys. Yeah, they're like freshly molted baby spiders, and I have to kill them. I feel bad, but I'm like, where are you all coming from? There's so many of them. I don't know where the egg cases are happening. If I find an egg case, I destroy it. But I don't know where they're breeding somewhere that I don't see.
I heard from my father, Bern Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one. Was she got that thing vacuum sealed or what?
We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Sina. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test?
Wouldn't she have had to get a fingerprint test to become an Interpol agent anyway? Am I wrong? Background checks in Zhonghua need some work.
Her forked tongue is crazy.
It looks like you've seen right through me yet again.
You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth.
Callisto, you.
So you've shown your true face at last.
This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time 7 years ago.
Sheena, you're...
Long, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man.
See, you were a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who's been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time. Probably. Probably for what? Her expression is giving Saito Sejima. Yeah, I know. Yeah, a little bit. They're silly.
Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you? The woman who killed my father 7 years ago.
You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu!
That's right. Callisto, you. That's just one of my many names.
But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu.
Callisto, you. This time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you.
Probably she would have to give fingerprints to work for Interpol. Yes, okay. Yeah, then how did she get an Interpol job? She, like, fake the fingerprints? Because, like, when you go in to get fingerprints for the US government, you go into this thing, like, you don't, like, submit them. You're, like, there. You have to, like, do a little thing, and it's really particular. The way my thumbs are shaped, it's actually very difficult for me to give my thumb fingerprint because my thumbs are really weird. Like, I have very, very slender fingers, and so they're like, okay, mush it down more. I'm like, I have nothing to mush. I have nothing to mush. And they're like, good enough.
Now come along quietly.
You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was.
Kay, don't.
You! I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father! You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty.
Kay! Ah! You let Kay go right now, pal!
You despicable! Let go of me! You filthy... Ah! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu.
But that's impossible! My father was the one who created Little Thief.
Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is?
Yeah, there's a person checking the scans too. I feel like it'd be hard to fake. Yeah, I mean, again, Jungpla, we don't know how they do it, so maybe that was the easiest place for her to go in that case.
Why it has 3 legs? I thought it was a dick joke. There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be.
Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu?
The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Burn Faraday nor Callisto U. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu.
How very perceptive of you. No way!
The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed.
Mr. Edgeworth! No, I refuse to believe this!
The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Serve. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever.
I'm normal. I'm normal. I'm a lesbian, but... Dude, if he was a woman, I'd be desperate, like, reaching through my screens. Any of them. Clawing.
Detective Bat! It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the third member of the Yatagarasu!
This in HD is crazy. He looks so good. I know. I know. Dude.
You. I've been looking for you a long time. 7 long years, but I finally got you.
Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us?
Don't make this spit.
We used to be such a great team.
If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago?
Why, indeed. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill.
How can you say that?
I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I won't miss.
Stop!
You!
Kay!
It's over, Sina.
God. This is so... Your leg!
Agent Long!
He's so cool for this, dude. That's really dangerous. There was major blood vessels in the thigh. Hey, King, go to the hospital.
You idiot. What were you thinking, jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for?
I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you.
You really are an idiot. You know that?
That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey, sis.
Yes?
I want you to conduct a full body search. Sina might have another weapon on her. All right. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please.
Sir!
Hey, I found something.
What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle.
Ooh. This is a great find, Detective.
Where was she keeping it?
Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing up this blade with this handle.
Wrong button.
Take that!
I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon.
Hey, they fit together perfectly.
This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched.
I'm going to go return this Babbly's knife now.
Alright, I trust that you'll make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Palladino.
Babbly's knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, bye.
I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it, Callisto you. For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Alabastian knife. Switched the handles, and then took the original blade of the Babbly's knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up?
Hey. You crafted an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are 2 problems with it.
Problems? In what respect?
What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me?
It was all so I could capture Kay Faraday.
What?
When I saw you, that was really East Coast of me just now.
When I saw you using that device at Gatewaterland, I knew right away
That you were Byrne Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background.
That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu.
So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Kochin's murder on me?
Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight, so I thought to use you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal.
You had another?
Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu.
You were going to take Little Thief away from me? You fuckface!
7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday. You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Kochin? Then the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings.
Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're gonna tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena?
I guess I should tell you then, that I was the one who set the Babalese embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills.
That was what the struggling ring. Me. That's me. I'm in that ring. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then why start two fires?
Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring.
It's your job to complete your investigation, after all.
I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride.
God, I wish it had ended here. Wait! I mean, Miss Sheena.
Yes.
When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet.
What about them?
They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you.
You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away.
No, I want to keep them.
Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight.
What?
I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will.
Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, Agent Long.
Mark my words. I'm not done here and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be.
His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. He's going into shock. Everyone I know is in the struggling ring right now. Yeah, for real. To varying degrees. It's finally over, okay?
I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? And it's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed.
That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring.
Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty. Just like the ones they were selling for the Jammin' Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome.
I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There was a bit of soil stuck on the ends of these sticks.
Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh?
So it's midnight. The dawn of another day.
Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years.
Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day.
Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire. We almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything.
But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring, you, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after.
The legend of that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you.
Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also a part of the Yatagarasu? Of course he was. He was fucking Verde. That's your literal other father.
As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you.
Uncle Bad.
Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right?
Unfortunately, it isn't.
Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth?
Detective Bad. Wait. No. You are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu.
Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Here. I should give these back to you.
These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Yatagarasu stole from my office.
Huh? Wait, what? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night.
So the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it?
Dude, how old is he? Remind me. How old is this man? Dude, he's awesome. He's 60 and he did all that shit. He's so cool. Bro, he's... Oh my god.
Wait, then that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true. Even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom. Faraday is the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent.
I forgot that was only last night. Yeah, Edgeworth has been up for 2 days, and it's been an eventful 2 days, and he is going on 3 at this point.
You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time.
God, this is just like... I'm not playing. This is so Persona 5 coded. It's crazy the amount of overlap about Japanese law that the investigation games specifically and Ace Attorney, or the investigation games specifically and Persona 5 have with each other. We have to do something outside the law for something to actually happen. What are the cops gonna do? But then the cops also do something that's crazy. Ah! Love it. God, look at them serving cunt. Guys. I'm only human.
That's how we formed the Yatagarasu, and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano group.
Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the Yatagarasu. We flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the hires. Hold on.
If I'm doing Bad's voice, I need to have candy in my mouth for this last go of it. And I do need Norame. Doing all these fry voices.
By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it was finally time. We'd finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for it.
Hold on, I want to see something really fast. Did it ever change? Okay, it did. The 3-person group. But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG-8 incident?
After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG-8 incident, CCU, she never had a sister. What? Then that means Shina wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring.
She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning.
Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card. That photo we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. But why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG-8 incident. 10 years ago.
What does this say? It's okay. This isn't what it says, but it looks like it says like finished once something something toxism algorithm.
That blood is from the victim of the incident, Ms. CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the 3-legged raven mark that was the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail.
Because we did see one card that was inverted, where the logo was black and the card was white. But then there was one with the inverted. I forgot about that.
The person who received this order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it.
Arukana, the original. Naikana. We don't have it. Okay.
And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in Bobbly's ink? The fact that the card had the fact that the card that Kochin was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are! the great thief that used the mark, that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind.
That's so cool. I forgot about that completely.
And one more thing. Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you.
What is this, sir?
This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case.
Because Edgeworth went straight from the airport to Gatewaterland, right? And then went to his office. Okay.
This video.
I forget what. All right. What? Don't come any closer. I'm warning you.
This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman? The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... Whether you use them or not is up to you.
God, the parallel to this is so good. Or the parallel to AA4, I mean. Edgeworth being given a choice and Phoenix being denied a choice is so good.
But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad, there is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even now. You really are something else.
Put Edgeworth in Persona 5 just for fun. I want him to meet Saya Nijima.
I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops, don't ever lose your detective spirit.
Oh, Pops! Why is this happening? This is injustice! God, oh my god, I'm so dead ass. Like the Persona 5 vibes of this part of the case are so good. And I think that's why both appeal to me, right?
Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now, let's go.
Yes, sir. Bye, Bad. I love you so much. God, what a good character.
Is this really the end of a legend?
Well, it's the end of the stream, so yes. Man, these are probably my favorite noodle ramen. These work really well. They're not too sweet. Oh, they don't have sugar. They don't have any kind of sweetener. Just like the herbal stuff in the mint. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway. Okay. Well, I love that development. That's such a cool, like, when it's such a badass moment where you realize that the Yatagarasu is 3 people. It's so, so, so cool. That shit's awesome. And then realizing that Sina is Callisto Yu. It's been so hard not to call her Callisto this whole time, I'm not gonna lie. And make, like, you jokes, like puns. Poor Long. He's a real victim in all this. If I'm so honest. Long and Kay. But even then, Kay gets at least the justification, or the, how do I say? Like, she gets to see justice taken out on the person who killed her father, at least, so. That's good. Yeah, it's so good. Okay. So, you would think that this case is almost over. I would say we're 2/3 done. There's still quite a bit left. At least 4 more streams, I would say. And it's not as fun as, like, it's not as fun of a mystery. I'm just gonna be so honest. It's just weaker, storytelling-wise. So, that being said, next week, we'll finish the Somnium Files on Saturday, which is crazy. I can't wait. That's gonna be so much fun. We'll finish the Somnium Files. And then Sunday, more of this. And then the 30th, I don't know what's going to happen. And the 31st, I'm also unsure. 31st, I think there should be a stream. But the 6th and the 13th, they will be Ace Attorney streams. So I'll be doing like a double feature. The 6th and the 7th, and then the 13th. And the 14th, presumably. Yeah, the 14th of the evening should be free. Yeah. And then hopefully by doing so, we will finish this game. So that when Persona 5 Royal rolls around, we will also be starting Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We'll be playing 2 of my favorite games. That will be so much fun. At the same time, euphoric. Truly euphoric. What I'll probably do with Persona 5 Royal is between arcs, and the arcs are very clearly marked. Between arcs, I will play short games because I do have quite a few under 20-hour games on the docket. Let me look really fast. Where are they? No. Where are they? Sorry, hold on. Hold on. Hold. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold. Here it is. Yeah. There's one game that I know will be very quick. Yeah, there's 2 games. No, 3 games that I know will be quite quick. They'll be like 4 streams, probably. Well, maybe more than that. They'll be like not that long. Because they, like, they're games I've either played a lot and can get through really fast, or they just are short. And they're all games from, like, my childhood that I played with my brother. or with one exception. And so, but we'll just, Ace Attorney will stay consistent is what I'm saying. So I think streams also will just stay consistent as well, with the Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays, because it just is what works best for my schedule. We'll see after Japan if that changes, but I don't think so. So yeah. Anyway, phew. God, that part is so good. But it's time to be done. So, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask. I've heard the Rona cases in the States are going up, which is bad. Be responsible. I'm very lucky to live here, where we have access to free testing still basically all over, and I live in a community where a lot of people are still masking, especially at events, which is so exciting to see. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye.